Hello and welcome to Three Fandoms in One. Hello, this is my 100th video from renaming my channel and starting again. Nearly 5 years ago now, I had taken off all my the original the videos I had originally, took them all off worldwide viewing and started again with a new name, Buffy's Cave, and from there to now, this video is the 100th video. So what I thought I'd do, what I've decided to do is basically just a bit of fun, and it's just basically looking at a few treasures from all three fandoms, and these are treasures I'd never want to part with. Obviously all the items I have mean a lot to me, I love them very much, but every collector I'm sure will get this pop up in their head quite a few times. I've got this amazing collection, but eventually I'll probably have to part with most of it. But what items? There are some items I can never part with. That's probably what goes on to most collectors, if not all collectors. I've picked out a few items here, and there's some on the floor, but I can never part with. I don't want to part with anything in this room. I don't want to part with. No. Or my Star Wars Kenner collection, I couldn't part with. My Phantom Menace collection, couldn't part with. You know, I haven't got any Phantom Menace here, but I couldn't part with it. But there's a lot of it I couldn't part with. If I had to part with my Buffy collection eventually, I probably would part with some of it. Yeah, I'd probably have to. I wouldn't want to, but I probably would have to eventually. But there would be some items I just couldn't part with. And I will show you some items. There are more, obviously, with the whole room, but but that I wouldn't want to part with. But these are just a few items from each fandom that are massive treasures to me that I know I could never part with. So I just thought it'd be a bit of fun, and there's also, you get to see not one fandom but three, which is great. So I thought I'd do that for the 100th video. The other option was showing figures of my favourite character, Buffy Summers, but I could do that in another video. But yeah, I just thought I'd do this, and you get to see three fandoms, and it's showing some treasures of mine. I'll get to tell you how I got them, and memories behind them, that sort of thing, and that's what makes them special. If there's a little story behind them, that's what makes them special. There's loads of items I wouldn't want to part with. I've got the Buffy cardboard cutout, I've got my plate collection, so here's one. So the plate collection I'm very proud of. I've never part of those. So yeah, but anyway, I'll go through some of the items I've picked out. There are more, obviously, with the whole room. And I'll show you some real treasures of mine. So here is the Star Wars Tazo folder. This is complete. It has all 50 Tazos in it. And there's the card as well, Princess Leia on it. Bonus, it does have a Dave Prowse autograph and Kenny Baker autograph. But why this is so special is it's complete for one thing, but I collected these at school. Me and my friend at the time were collecting these. I bought this folder in a shop, and we were collecting them together with crisps, because you get them in the crisps. It says Walkers there, Doritos, and but collected them together as we're both Star Wars fans, and this was at school as well. So we were at school at the time, and it's just, yeah, remembering back to that, it's just special. And he gave me the last one I needed to complete the folder as well, which was great. So it's just a special piece, and it'd be very, very difficult. I would never be able to get that again, especially with the 2 autographs on it. But even without the autographs, that'd be very difficult to get again complete. And that's the one I collected as, at school. So that is a very special piece. So that's the Star Wars Tazo folder. I've got these figures. So my Star Wars kind of collection is very special to me. It's where my collecting began, was Star Wars. But the Darth Vader figure is my most precious figure of all out of my Star Wars collection. They did toy and train fairs at my school on Thursday evenings, and I walked in, paid the entry, just had a brief look, was walking on to get into the main hall. I had to go down some stairs first into the main hall, and the guy stopped me and said, "You interested in Darth Vader?" I looked around and saw Darth Vader like this on top of the rack. Lightsaber out. Wow. And it was £1.50. I had to have it. So I got Darth Vader. That's just the memory of it. But it was at my school, and the guy saw I was interested in Star Wars, and he called me and said, "Do you want Darth Vader?" I turned around and saw it. So that's a memory of me. I remember that. So and I have played with it a lot as a kid as well. So it's a very special figure, that. A most special one. So Darth Vader, my favourite figure of all, is this Darth Vader in Star Wars. And then I was going down the stairs then, and then there's a tin, like biscuit tin, on the banister with Star Wars figures in. I picked out a couple of figures. This was one, and an Ewok was another. Bought them, 50p each. I went in the main hall on that day. Didn't buy anything in the hall, just 3 figures. But I played with this one a lot as well. This is battered, and I played with it a lot. So these 2 figures are very special to me. Very special, and they are treasures. They really are. Also picked out Anakin. I bought this in the shop, and it's in the original bag as well. But yeah, I just picked out that because that's probably one of my favourite figures in my kind of line. But I just picked that one out as well. That's quite a special figure. I don't think I'd want to part with that either. But I wouldn't part with any of my Star Wars kind of loose figures. But those figures there are my biggest treasures, especially the Darth Vader. That is my biggest treasure of all, is the Vader. Also got the AT-AT Walker. Now I've got a story with this. Again, another toy and train fair at my school. This was a different time. And I was a little boy. I don't know how old I was, 10 or 11. And I was really intrigued with this AT-AT Walker. I was looking in. I opened this up, and I saw there was a price on it. It was £15 down to £10. I didn't have £10. My dad was looking elsewhere, so if possible he would have lent me the rest. But the guy said, "How much have you got?" And I said £5. Because I think I had about £7, I think, but I said £5. "You can have it for £5, he said. Wow, I lit up. And I paid the £5. I noticed there was ATSTs behind for £4 each. They're the 2-legged ones, but got this, and then walked out. When we'd finished, we walked out, and a guy was coming in the other way and said, "Oh, I wanted that." Absolutely brilliant. But £5 for that. biggest bargain that I've ever done in my life. £5 for this. Absolute bargain. It's a very precious piece to me. So that's the AT-AT Walker. Item I could not part with. So, brings us on to Doctor Who. And then I'll go through the Buffy items I've picked out. But here's the one Doctor Who item. So this is Amy Pond bust. Here's the box. And there's the other ones on the back there. So that's the box. And here is the bust itself. It's an absolute beautiful bust, it really is. Stunning, really, really is stunning. And I could never part with it. It's just such a beautiful bust. But it's also, basically I bought this at the Doctor Who experience in the shop after I'd done the experience. I think it was on the last time I went there. Because I've been to the experience 3 times when it was there in Cardiff. And I think this was on the last time I went. But I bought this there. It was £30 down from £60. Absolute bargain. But I picked it out and bought it. And it's special because I bought it at the Doctor Who experience. And it's such a beautiful bust. So that's a very special piece, and I would never part of it. So that's the Amy Pond bust. Absolutely beautiful. Now Buffy. So here is the premium statue. I've got to take her off the base, actually, that's really heavy. But there's the premium statue. Very, very special piece. I was looking on eBay and I was scrolling through, looking through, and I could have come off any time. I went to the end until it ended, basically. It was on got to about 24 pages, and that was it. That was all it gave me. And on the last page there was 2 items. This was the bottom item. I was like, wow, I saw the price. Oh, it was quite low. And I looked at the details. That's doable. I collected this in person. But I had to have a weekend away because it was a long way away from where I lived. Which I did. And I offered a bit less than what the price was. And it was accepted. So I then booked a weekend away to get this, and that's what also makes it special of me having a weekend away to get it. But it's just amazing that I've managed to get this for that price, for such a low price. It was amazing. So yeah, so I paid an absolute bargain for this. And it's such a beautiful piece, it really is. So beautiful, and I could never part with this, never could. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm so thrilled to have this. So, and also when I was there, he had loads of statues like that in cabinets. Star Wars and other fandoms, and he also had the library, the Buffy library set, which is on the shelf to my left. That was on eBay and it was ending the day after I was there, which was a shame because I could have got it there and then, but I went for it and won it. So he sent me that as well. But that I can't pull everything out, because I'll just show you the whole room. But I just wanted to pick out a few big treasures that I could never part with. and that premium statue is one. But I had a weekend away, and the price I paid was a bargain. And it's such a beautiful, outstanding piece. It really is. I'm so lucky to have that. I really am. Very lucky. So that's that. And it's also Mr. Gordo. This was a gift, believe it or not, and that's like a holy grail for me. A piece I really wanted, and it was hard to find, and quite a high price, and it was gifted to me. So that's an item I'd never part with. Absolutely awesome. So that's Mr. Gordo. I picked out a few other items. So my favourite figure is the Prophecy Girl Buffy. So I can never part with that one. I've picked out my first ever Buffy figure, which I believe is this one. This actual one. And I do have the signed one, so I'll probably keep all the versions of this one. That's signed by Sam Shogala. And I picked out the other one there. So I'd say those are my three favourite figures in the Buffy line. I've also picked out the Buffy sideshows. So I've got the Vampire Buffy. This was my first ever sideshow I got. So, and I got that at Comic Con. So that's what makes that special. First met Billy Piper at that Comic Con as well, which I was thrilled about. So, and I got this there. So that's special, and it's Buffy, of course. This one, Buffy again. So that's another item I would not want to part with. And I've got the Prophecy Girl Buffy as well, but also the boxed one. So I've got the boxed one of that one over there on the rack. I've just pulled out the leather jacket one, which is my favourite one, and I'd never part with it. And I've also got the other Buffy sideshow, which is this one. And like I said, my plate collection as well. But there's so many more treasures, but that's just a few there. A few treasures there that I know I'd never part with. And I just wanted to give you a look at, show you not just Buffy, but my three favourite fandoms, which are very, very special to me. Buffy, Star Wars and Doctor Who. But these items I'll show you are items I'd never want to part with. But it does come to collectors, so eventually we probably will have to part with most of our collections. But there are some items you just can't. And like I said, there's like the autographs from Comic Cons. I would never part with those, never. It'd probably just be a hand me down, but I'd never sell them. These items I'll show you now, I can never part with. Even if I had to part with most of the collection eventually, these items here, I just couldn't. But these items I'll show you are big, big treasures. Are very special to me. And if you can tell a little story or memory with it, it's very, very special. But I just wanted to do this video for you guys and just show you a few items from each fandom. It's going on for nearly 20 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I just wanted to do this for my 100th video, just show you from the 3 different fandoms a special item. Doctor Who is one item, but I'm going to show you here, but show you some special items and treasures from each one. Thank you so much for watching this and taking the time. Coming up next, some more Buffy and others. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Buffy and Angel forever. May the force be with you. And wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.